Alright, enough of that one. I hope that we have audio, and how's everybody doing? Now, we have an interesting situation that I was just made aware of. Within the past half hour, I was sent a piece of paperwork, and let me do this. And I don't know if this is going to come up right or not. If it doesn't, I'll just put it over. Okay, and this is the breaking news. Let me get this banner out of the way. The United States District Court in Minnesota has handed down a default in the case of Randy Lynn Erickson versus Craig Sawyer, Robert Hammer, and Kim Picazio. And it reads as follows. In appearing that the counter-defendant, Randy Lynn Erickson, is in default for failure to plea or otherwise defend in this action as required by law, now, therefore, on application of counterclaimant Craig Sawyer is hereby entered against Lynn Erickson. So Lynn Erickson has lost once again in court. Now, oh, hello, Amber. Yeah, I'll put you here. Amber came to visit again. So, as we all expected, Randy Erickson has lost. And this might explain the unbelievable smear campaign that has been happening to me over the past 48 hours. We have this, where they completely misinterpreted Operation Joint Resolve. He made a big deal out of that over on his BitChute, or somebody did. And then they did it again. Now, this is the old prank call that was done by a pedophile back in around 2010. And the individual that made that call to me was arrested for possession and distribution of links to child pornography, and a charge related to this particular call. Of course, Timmy didn't report that. And then again, we have him calling me an FBI informant, which, we'll go with that. And again, falsely claiming once again that he is a war correspondent. Timothy Charles Holmseth says that I'm a self-described federal agent, gives my full name and address, reported to the United States Secret Service and or the United States Marshals, which I did both, to protect President Donald J. Trump. All I said was that Timmy is a remote possibility of Timmy coming down to Mar-a-Lago. And maybe by them knowing that, if Tim Holmseth is telling the truth, they may take him in to meet the president, or former president. But he seems to be more concerned that I called the Secret Service and the United States Marshal Service than he is about the fact that he's supposed to be a close associate of the former president. Now, yeah, I'm drinking my milk, so you'll have to excuse me. It helps with the dry throat. So we've got well, their relationship should be strained, because now this so-called genius of the United States court system has lost, and lost big. And I'm going to get into a detailed explanation of that. So I'm just going down through. I want to say hi to everybody. Welcome. And this is a legal case update. What I'm going to be putting on here is public information. So there should be no griping by the parties involved in this particular action about what I put up. And for whatever reason, my link went down. So I'll get it back here. Okay, I'm going to read a long summary here, and basically this means that Randy has officially lost the case. The only thing left to do is to calculate damages and enter the monetary judgment against her. This particular case is closed. Now, you'll have to bear with me. This is a long explanation that I'm going to be reading as to exactly what happened and everything from here. A clerk's default is not a default judgment. The legal effect of a default is that the defaulting party has admitted to all allegations in the pleading. After a default is entered by the clerk, Greg Sawyer in this case may seek a default judgment against the defaulted party. There must be a hearing on the entry of the default judgment to determine the amount of monetary damages to award the plaintiff. So the next step will be for Craig's attorney to file a motion for judgment, Volt judgment itemizing damages he seeks from Randy. At a hearing, the court will determine the final amount of damages to award, considering all the allegations and pleadings that have been admitted to by Randy. The judge will then enter a monetary default judgment against Randy that can be collected by Craig. It is very difficult to overcome the entry of a default. The party would have to show that they used diligent efforts to seek to vacate the default after its entry. Secondly, that there is or was excusable neglect for their failure to respond to the challenge pleadings. And third, that there would have been a meritorious defense. That means she would have to prove that she would win the case against Craig with evidence presented to the court. Otherwise, the court will deny any efforts to vacate the entry of that default. So basically, Randy Lynn Erickson has lost and lost big. This is the beginning of the end for Randy. This wipes clean any challenge she had against Craig Sawyer. Now, what is going to happen next is, of course, there are going to be hearings to determine how much the damages are going to be. And judging from what Craig Sawyer has been asking in the past, I would suspect this is going to be a fairly large amount of money. And this will be coming quite soon. So this is likely the reason why Tim Holmseth has been attacking me intensely on BitChute, because he is trying to throw me off track. He knew this information was coming out, and he wanted to, have me diverted over here to this shiny object, to him trashing me once again on BitChute. And he failed. So all the people over on BitChute are going to be finding this out, and they're going to be going, hey, Randy Erickson was supposed to be this brilliant legal mind, yet here she is losing case after case after case after case in court. She's done crap. And all they can do is make silly little videos using material against me from years ago that has been disproven by law enforcement. The creators of the content have gone to jail because of this content. And so, their little attempt failed. And I also learned that, as I announced in the brief video prior to my broadcast, that Operation Joint Resolve has entered a different phase. So there is going to be that. It's basically it's called Operation Fortitude, and I believe it's a answering the call or something like that is what I've been told. So that is out there, and so as time goes on, I guess we're gonna see where Operation Joint Resolve goes in this new phase. Now, it probably has something to do with this judgment, because now this opens up a new path to justice. We're going to have 2 additional lawsuits that are in the pan now, because this particular judgment tonight, I believe, affects only Craig Sawyer. The other cases that were brought by Bob Hammer and Kim Picasio are still going forward. And if they follow the pattern of Craig Sawyer's case, then Randy Erickson's going to be in default 2 more times. Randy Erickson is going to have judgments against her 2 more times. And she is going to be in a heap of trouble. Now, Randy Erickson still has a warrant for her arrest outstanding, because just because the court said screw it, you didn't show up, so you lost, you still have these offenses of contempt on the books, and you have to answer these charges. So until Randy appears in court to answer the charges against her, the warrants are in effect, and there is no statute of limitations on these charges. And Tim Holmseth also has at least 1 warrant for his arrest. I understand he may have more than 1 warrant as well. Plus, Tim Holmseth being a part of all of this with all these postings he's made on BitChute, Telegram, Rumble, and elsewhere, is also going to be sued. And he is going to wind up in the same situation he was the first time around. And anyone who is operating on the behalf of Timothy Charles Holmseth, who may be part of the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force in any way, shape, or form, also faces civil liability. And civil liability is something you cannot run away from, which Randy Erickson just found out about tonight. She can piss and moan all she wants about the court that she actually tried to use against these parties, but bottom line is she lost, and nothing she can do on BitChute, Rumble, or Telegram is going to change that. That's probably why we're not hearing from her. We're hearing from people with weird usernames. And, they were given ample warning years ago to knock this crap off. Now, they can sit there and they can bash Joe Biden all they want. They can bash Hillary Clinton. They can bash the deep state and all these other people. But when it comes down to everyday, ordinary people, you can't lie about them. You may want to disagree and say, I disagree with what he, she, or it is doing. But you can't accuse them of things that they are not guilty of. You can't go around telling accusing people of being pedophiles and engaging in satanic rituals and so on and so forth if it is not true. You just can't do it. And Randy found that out the hard way. And other people are going to find it out because it's not only Randy that's going to be sued, it's not only going to be Timmy that's going to be sued, there are other people that helped them. Because as part of any judgment, the ownership of Timothy Charles Holmes-Seth is going to be demanded as an asset. BitChute account, the high command, is going to be seized as an asset. And when they seize the high command, everyone's details that is any part of the high command will be available to the plaintiffs in this case, and they will be able to use the information contained in the high command to go after those that aided and abetted these actions. The same holds true for the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force over on Telegram. They are going to be subject to civil liability for their participation in these acts. So anyone who is acting as an administrator of any of the links that Tim Homestead has up on BitChute are subject to civil liability because they engaged in the same activity. Well, there's no telling where these idiots are right now. But the problem is they're not very skilled at what they do. Now, Timmy, the only reason Timmy's able to get away with this for so long is because he's being watched, and he's being watched like a hawk. Excuse me, like a hawk. Somebody's got them, or Tim at least, sheltered. Randy's probably next, because they can't be allowed to be on their own. They'd screw up. And so, Timmy is going to be out there hiding, trying to figure out why he's not able to get anywhere. And so, all he does is put up these stupid videos, or somebody is, and it's not doing any good. It's repeat of the same things over and over and over again. And there's going to be a few nitwits over there who believe anything that Timmy writes, but more and more and more comments on BitChute, people are beginning to say, look, this guy's full of it. Nobody's guilty of anything. He's just putting up old videos, and they're not going to be able to keep this up for much longer, because people are going to get wise. They're going to say, well, this is just some wannabe LARP playing around on the interwebs, came over here to BitChute saying he was a big deal, and instead he's a big nothing. And so there you go. That's the breaking news tonight. Randy has lost, just like we said she was going to lose. And now they are Thelma and Louis on the run. So we'll see what happens. But everything is on the table now. All her personal and company assets. Well, actually, I understand he wasn't very good at that. He was on the verge of getting fired, according to people I talked to at the pizza parlor, because he kept falling asleep. And he was boring the crap out of people with all these dumb conspiracy theories. They were getting fed up with it. So maybe he ought to get on that little yacht of his and go bye bye. And I noticed something interesting in the photograph. And I'm going to. This image, I don't know if it's going to show it. But I'm going to try and point something out that I saw on the yeah, it's funny they didn't come in last night either. But maybe they usually come popping in about 10 o'clock. But we'll see. But I am trying to do something here. Paula, yes, at least one arrest warrant was issued. What I cannot get is the specific warrant as to whether it's a misdemeanor or a felony or both. Now, I got into a long discussion with, I believe it was Michael, about this, and he turns out to have been right. That it was at least a sealed warrant, and, well, Mike, whatever, but it was a sealed warrant, and at a minimum, it was a misdemeanor warrant, but it is likely, from what I understand, that there is also a felony warrant outstanding. And this judgment against Randy in this lawsuit does not change that, because she did not appear in court. Yeah, Michael, your information appears to have been verified, so my apologies to you. I stand corrected. I was wrong on both counts. They are sealed warrants. The records are sealed so far, except for this judgment. And I guess the only way we're going to find out what the warrants were to confirm it is going to be when she is finally arrested. But since it's a felony warrant that we're talking about here, she is not going to be able to hide from it by leaving the state of Minnesota. And she's not going to be able to hide from it going to Canada, because her passport, if any, will be revoked. Well, I do have to apologize, because I was intent on being right when we had a little discussion the other night, and it's a stubborn streak I have. But at the very least, I have to admit that you were correct on your information, and I was dead wrong. It happens, and unlike Timmy and the others, when I make a mistake, I own up to it. And so, that is that. She's going to have a problem with her car, because it, it's known, so it's not going to do her much good to drive it, because the scanners will pick it up, and basically she's screwed, and not sexually either. So I'm sorry about breaking up the thing here, but I'm trying to get a couple pictures in here. I want to point something out interesting in this photograph of Timmy in front of his yacht. Let me get rid of the comment is obscuring it. There we go. Now, this is a picture of Tim Holmseth in front of a yacht for sale. Now, as much as I hate to do it, I would like to draw your attention down to his pants, and specifically to what would be his left leg. It's the right leg in the picture, and you notice that discoloration, I would call it a stain, on the pants. And if you do a close-up of that image, this is what you come up with. And, I'm not going to say for sure what this is. I mean, you guys can use your judgment and see what you think. You can decide for yourself what you think happened here. Why have we got a stained, wet area in one portion of the video, or one portion of the pants on one side, and not all the pants, and in very close proximity to something. So, let the guessing game begin here. Whoop. Oh. That is my thoughts. And what's funny is the stain in the middle of the picture would make me think he did something else as well. But, I can't say for sure, but it just seems kind of odd that that type of stain would show up. And, who knows? I can't think of another explanation for that. He wears the same I wanted to bring this post that came up, so bear with me. Yeah, he he probably ought to get some Depends or something if that's what happened. I just thought it was right curious. Now, another thing I wanted to bring up. We all know how Timmy worships Melania Trump. He says Melania's done all kinds of things for him, and so on and so forth. And it's like anything she says he believes in. So on International Women's Day, which was on the 8th of March, she made a post. And in the post, she said, quote, "I call upon all women worldwide to support the Ukrainians on this International Women's Day." Now, Timothy Charles Holmseth has declared repeatedly that he supports Vladimir Putin. He supports Vladimir Putin's invasion of the Ukraine. Now, just for shits and giggles, I think we should all go over to Melania Trump's Twitter account and let her know, because believe it or not, she's still on Twitter. Only Donald has been taken off Twitter. And let her know that a man who claims to be personally associated with her supports Vladimir Putin and the killing of Ukrainian women and children, civilians, in the Ukraine. I think she would appreciate knowing that. So, everybody just run over there and put it in there. And let's see. Let me do this right now. We go up here and we go. Okay, let me bring up and what I'm going to do, now Timmy can't whine about this because he did it. He came out and said, I support Vladimir Putin. So this is not a lie. He can't say, oh, Mark did this, that. Tim expressed support for Vladimir Putin. It's in his name on his website. He's done it repeatedly. And so I went ahead and I told Melania, guess what? Just wanted to let you know. And that is her account up there. Oh, I know that, Dwayne. But, this is a way to expose him. Because it will be curious to see if Melania answers my tweet. And she says, who the hell is Timothy Charles Holmseth? We're going to know. And she says, I will, she says that she will not support anyone who supports Vladimir Putin. I mean, that's, why not? He's going around saying he's the third in line to the former president of the United States, and he's saying that Melania's done all the stuff for him. Well, now we're going to see what happens. The chances of her answering this post is kind of a long shot. I mean, this stuff is usually put out there by her publicity department and stuff, so she may not even answer the tweet. But maybe other people out there. Oh, good evening, Timmy. Welcome to the show, and congratulations on at least a partial victory here in that it looks like Craig Sawyer has won his case. And, we have an epilogue that's going to be coming up when we, determine how much Craig Sawyer is going to get. And considering the amount of billable hours his attorney has put into this charade, I would suspect it's going to be quite a bit. Well, I'd appreciate having a copy of that screenshot, Paula, because we're getting to the point now where maybe people will start waking up and realizing that Timmy is a huge fraud. And, I would suggest to everyone out there that they would want to repeat what I have written in my tweet to Melania Trump. Because Melania Trump has got to understand that there is a guy out there claiming to have this intimate relationship with her that supports the slaughter of Ukrainian women and children. And I don't think that Melania would support someone who has this worship and support of Vladimir Putin. I mean, Timmy can explain himself to Melania if he has that connection as to why he would be supporting someone that she does not support. Melania came from a breakaway state. She knows what it's like to be under the thumb of Vladimir Putin, and it's amazing that Tim Holmseth would think that she would agree to support Vladimir Putin, regardless of what kind of spin Timmy puts on all this. It's just, I don't know why he thought it would be a good idea to support Vladimir Putin, but he stuck his foot in the mud on this one, and now he's going to have to live with it. I don't know what kind of spin he's going to put on it. The only thing I do know is it's probably a 99% certain that another video of me is going to show up on BitChute, because he has to sidetrack people from knowing that he has gone against Melania Trump on this. It's in my Twitter inbox. Okay, let me go. Is it mine or hers? Oh, mine just lit up. Okay, here we go. I'm going to okay, so far alright, this is an old one. Alright, so that didn't come to my inbox. Okay, I'm going to put this one up. Okay, this. I want to let you explain this one when I put it up, because I'm not. Well, as far as anybody knows, there's no record of any divorce action, filing for divorce or any of that. So it's. Okay, this is what I have. Okay, because I was looking to see um, if Tim doesn't get to see or talk to Phil in the end, it will be devastating to Tim. Just saying. Tim says Field and I. Tim says Field, I, and David and Kirk and you are the real and only friends he ever really had, and feels today that so many have already abandoned him. Kirk, David, and now Field. That will not be good for Tim. And okay. I was what threw me off is I thought there would be something in there from um, David Strait, and I'm not seeing that, but people have walked away from him, and it's mainly because of Randy that um, caused it. Tim basically sealed his fate by getting mixed up with Randy Erickson. It's something that I've contended with all along, and other people closely associated in a friendly manner with Tim have said the same thing. And for whatever reason, Tim chose not to listen. So, it's it is what it is. Okay. So, well, let's see. Let me. So, I'm going to leave that up. I'm hoping that people will contact Melania, and let her know what the deal is here. Ooh, these glasses are killing me. Well, this has been known that people are getting sick. Number one, they're getting sick of the videos because he does the same thing over and over and over again. When he's not copying somebody else's material, he just replays the same video. And he put up a video. He still, strangely enough, supports David Lester Strait, even though according to the information I just got, Strait basically walked away from him. So, and he's, if you read through all the things he does, he's not thinking straight. And this post was made on March 8th, and even after this post that Melania made, he declared his support of Vladimir Putin. And if this guy is loyal to Melania Trump, why is he supporting her enemy? Melania has made it clear that she supports the Ukraine. She does not support Vladimir Putin. Oh, I would not be surprised at all. Well, the thing of it is, Paula, have you read that book? I mean, if you read the book and then look at what he's claiming today, there is absolutely no mention of Epstein in the book. Not one single word. The suspect list that he put in there is one person, and that is Kim Picazio. He never mentioned the Epstein story. Not at all. He never mentioned the finders. None of it. And, people don't understand that. That's one disadvantage of uh, okay, I lost my track here. But there is not one mention of the finders, of Epstein, of any of this stuff. Because he didn't know about any of this at the time. He was concentrating on vindictiveness against someone that turned him down. He's not doing anything for children. He's just stroking his own ego and going around in circles. And as Paula says, I'm going to put this up again. I put this thing up 100 times. This book is going to be his undoing. Because if you go into this book and flip through the pages, there is nothing about Epstein. Not one thing. And you go through here, and he never even bothered to put an index. Normally when authors write a book, they put an index and they put keywords like Epstein, Clinton, or something like that. That's not in here. You go through the book, and where's Epstein? Where is even the Ukraine, for that matter? Right? Because this is where we get the recordings of this baby, this adoption thing, which Tim lied about, according to the woman he interviewed, Leanne Kruger. She basically has repeatedly said that Tim Holmseth has lied and manipulated the recording about her. Oh, good night, Kim. I didn't know you were going to leave. If you haven't left already, good night, and I hope to hear from you again. Thank you for the honor of coming in and saying hello. And have a good one. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Go celebrate. Because we had a good victory tonight. We've had very good week this week. Justice is being served. The bad guys are being ratted out, and they're getting punished in one way or another. And, oh, good. We got tapes. Milk is natural. But, it's like I said, when none of this stuff began a long time ago, I said it was going to take a while. And it's still going to take a little bit longer to wrap things up. But we're getting to the light of a distant tunnel, the end of that distant tunnel. We're getting there. And unfortunately for them, it's not going to bode well. Yeah, the comment section over there. These people are morons. It's funny to read the content or the comments all there. They're not even on topic. Oh, good, Paula. I definitely want to know when that comes out because I would like to listen to it. And I might be able to integrate some of this stuff in the future show, and possibly, if you would like, at some point, we could do an on-air live interview where you can go over some of this stuff. I think the audience would appreciate that. Because the more we get the word out about this ongoing fraud, maybe we can put a stop to it, or at least put a dent in what they're doing and attain justice for those. Ooh, people are getting to see my equipment rack I've got hidden behind my green screen. Yeah. And, oh, this one's the one. No. Huh. Oh, it's up here. Yeah, I got an equipment rack behind my green screen, and it's got into the shot. Well, you name the time. You let me know when you're ready to do it, Paula, and we'll set something up, probably. And, usually Saturday is my best day for doing these things. Because the sooner the truth comes out, the better. So we have Paula Blades, a future interview on my show, so stay tuned for that one. And let's see, we're coming up at 10 o'clock here, I think. Yeah, I think it would be good because she has a lot of information that needs to come out. And the more information that comes out, the better. Yeah, if you haven't spoken to Leanne yet, you might want to touch base with her because she really went off when she heard Tim's version of the recordings. And he completely got it wrong. He has yet to correct it. He's doubled down on the lies he has told about that recording. And so, that information getting out as to what he did really needs to come to the forefront. Okay, I'm just doing something here. Now, for all you folks out there that are interested, this is Paula's YouTube channel, and I just subscribed to it, and I would suggest that you go over there, check it out. See how this is going to come up. And so you can, if anything, her channel is the same as her name that appears there. It's Blades of Paula C. She's got 5 months ago, she did a thing on Phil McConnell and David Strait and so forth. So, at the very least, you can be prepared for when she does do this stuff. Okay, that'd be fine, but, okay, well, yeah, I will need the link to your BitChute, because that way I can go over there and check out your stuff over on BitChute, because I know politically we are at the opposite ends of the spectrum, but politics is not what this is about. It's about truth. So, okay. Gotta have my milk. Okay, well, Paula, you can contact me anytime on my Twitter account, direct mail, my email, or whatever, and we'll get everything in order. Um, what I'm going to do, folks, is I'm going to close out tonight because I've got a couple things that I have to get out of the way tonight, so I'm not going to be able to stay on as long as I usually do. I do appreciate everybody checking in. We had we have a decent number of people in here. We have between 26, 28 people in here. And, I'm glad you people showed up to at least see what's going on here. Um, and I'll see. I can't guarantee I'm going to be on tomorrow yet because I think all the breaking news is all caught up. There's nothing going on with the Absug case. There's nothing going on with the Blanchard case. Um, and so there's nothing to discuss there. So eventually I'm going to have to find other things to talk about on here as we move on. So everybody, thanks a lot. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification button, and share. And heck, put this stuff over on BitChute so these people over on BitChute know what's going on. Put it over on Rumble and Gab and anywhere else. And Telegram, spread it around. Thank you, Ms. Kennedy. I appreciate that. And so, everybody have a wonderful time. Bless you all. Be safe. Have a lot of fun. And enjoy life. And until we meet again, have a good one. Good night, all.